Hello there and welcome back to the channel. In this video I'm going to talk about some accessories for the Ronin S. Now I've actually just been up the workshop having a mess around with my Ronin S alongside the FrSky transceiver. If you're not aware, you can actually use an external RC controller on S-Bus to control the Ronin S gimbal, and I've been having a play because there are actually some issues. You can't control the camera settings, so whilst you can control the gimbal functionality up, down and the motors and do pan, you can't actually stop recording. Now DJI do say this should work whilst you are using it with Futaba radios, but it definitely doesn't seem to work properly with the FrSky system. And I was up here playing with this and I spotted something, and I spotted that DJI have finally released a number of accessories for the Ronin S. Now I mentioned this in a video about a month and a half ago that these were coming, and on the website you can now order these. Now I will put some links to these accessories in the description of this video, so please do go check that out. But you can get a number of new parts for it. The first is the Ronin S battery adapter. Now this is pretty much the big one and most people will be waiting for this. This allows you to charge your Ronin S battery grip whilst it's not attached to the gimbal head. Now you may ask, well, why do I want to do this? Well, when the batteries are available, and unfortunately as of today they are still not, but when they are, it means you will be able to use your gimbal whilst charging another one. The battery adapter costs £39 in the UK, and it does mean that you can charge your battery whilst not on the gimbal. It does also have a second function, and it has a standard USB-A port on it, and it means that you can also use the battery to power other devices. It's exactly the same as the battery adapter that you can get for the drone batteries from DJI. It allows you to discharge them that way as well, but this one for the Ronin S is a dual use, both charge and discharge. That's the one I've been looking forward to, and I'm going to get one of them on order myself. The second thing DJI have made available is the Ronin S DC power cable, and this is a cable that connects into the 12 volt 2 amp ports on the front of the Ronin S, and it allows you to power your camera via a dummy battery. Now it's not just a cable, it does have a DC to DC step down on board, and it takes it from 12 volt 2 amp to 7.4 volt 1 amp. So if you're going to use this with a dummy battery on your camera, you do need to make sure that the voltage is correct and the 7.4 volt is compatible. It will cover most of the dummy batteries I've seen at that voltage. However, it does mean that if it isn't compatible, you would either need to modify the cable or perhaps chop the end off and create your own adapter, and that's probably what I'll end up doing with it. It costs, again, £19 in the UK, and I haven't looked at the US, but it'll be roughly the same. The other things they've now made available is all of the spare cables. So if you do lose your cable or damage your cable for your camera control, you can now order these, as well as the tripod is available to order, and a spare focus wheel as well. Now the focus wheel costs £49. If you're after a second focus wheel, it means you can mount one on each side. What would be really interesting is if DJI allowed you to use the focus wheel on one side for focus and the other side for zoom. Obviously, it would mean if you need a compatible lens. However, it would actually be a very interesting option. To be clear, nowhere have I ever seen that mentioned. It's just something I had rattling around in my head. Next few things, you can pick up the Ronin S camera riser that did come in the original box with it, as well as a new cheese plate. And the cheese plate mounts again on the focus position that you're not using, and it allows you to use a whole host of adapters to put a handle on the side of it, or connect your monitor, or anything else like your microphone boom you want to put on the side of the Ronin. The cheese plate is £19, and it's nice to see that finally available as well. The last thing I wanted to show you is something called the Ronin S multi-camera control USB female adapter. Now that is a bit of a mouthful. However, DJI have released this, and it's a replacement cable for your camera one, but it means instead of using a dedicated cable, you can put your normal camera USB cable into this adapter and then plug this into there. So it means it gives you a generic USB-A port on the side of there. I'm not sure if that's one for me, if I'm honest. I prefer to use the very slim DJI cable, but I think it will probably be handy for camera models that do use specific cables, or for people who want the ability to plug it into something else very, very quickly as well. It's £19 in the UK as well, and that's now available to order from DJI as well. For Sony guys, it does mean rather than ordering the Sony cable to use with the Ronin S, you could actually order this adapter instead and use your existing cable. That I haven't seen confirmed or tried, but what DJI do say is it's designed to be used with your camera's USB cable to connect to the Ronin S control port. So it's basically a generic USB-A to the DJI data bus connector on the side. That is pretty much it as of today. The price of the tripod I didn't mention earlier is £39 in the UK, so if you do break it, you can get another one. As I did say earlier, sadly, the battery grips are still not available. Hopefully, you will be able to buy these in the very near future, and it does mean alongside that Ronin S battery adapter, you'll be able to charge it separately as well as use it as a USB power adapter. As I said at the start, there are some links to all of these in the description of this video, and if you'd like to support the channel, please do use them. Thank you very much for watching. As I said earlier with regards to the FrSky, if you do find out how to program the channel buttons, please do let me know, because I've been messing around with this for about a month and a half and I still haven't got compatibility working at all on it. And whilst I said you can control the gimbal functions itself, you cannot start and stop recording. So from a remote control point of view, it's a bit of a pain. There is a backup option you could do, and if you were using the FrSky to control the gimbal and your camera had Wi-Fi, just like my GH5 does, you could use it on your smartphone to start and stop recording. But I would much prefer to have all of the controls available through the FrSky. As I mentioned, it is meant to work on the Futaba systems, so you can use it on them. It does seem to be an FrSky issue, and I'm trying to dig up some more information on that at the moment. That's it. Thank you very much for watching. Please do subscribe. There's a button in the bottom right hand corner, and I will do another video again soon.